Alright, here we go. Let's hope this one goes a little bit better. And once again, I am Ricky. This is Yurt the Turt, and we are here for another quick draft. Let's do it. Ooh, fun card to play with. Myriad Construct, very fun card, very fun card. Doesn't do very much in limited, but it is a lot of fun nonetheless. Veteran Adventurer, Relic Golem, Expedition Healer, Hellion, Blood Priest, Muck Lord, Shell Shield, Risen Riptide, Broken Wings, Clayfield. So not that much we're passing on really. So yeah, let's go. Ooh, Canyon Jerboa. That's always a fun card. Brushfire Elemental is a card I haven't played with. I think I'm just gonna go with this, even though it locks us into red-green. It's pretty terrible idea to lock yourself into two colors on the first pack. But Brushfire Elemental is just so much fun. Can I pass that up? Our other choices here. Bubble Snare, I think, is our only other choice here. Skyclave Sentinel is too much of a generic card. It's more of a filler. If you're still deciding between colors, you shouldn't pick it over something as powerful as Bubble Snare or something as fun as Brushfire Elemental. Other options are also Canyon Jerboa. Also, this is a very good card to speculate for white. If you see Prowling Felidar, Canyon Jerboa can go right with it. So I think I am going to go with Bubble Snare is the smart thing to do. I already have four Jerboas, so yeah, Brushfire Elemental it is. This is a huge risk. Don't do this. If you're trying to learn how to draft, don't do this. Don't draft a multicolored card on pick 2 if you're not in those colors already. Don't do this. Bad. However, it does seem like we are rewarded. We have two very, very playable red-green cards here. So we got lucky. Don't do this at home. We got really lucky here. Kazandu Stomper is Landfall, which is excellent. Is this Landfall? Whenever it attacks, target creature your opponent controls, warriors can't block this turn. Alright, so we don't need that, which is good. Fight is definitely something we do need, so I think we're going to have to pick up this green removal card. Sizzling Barrage is okay. Actually, it would be excellent if we had Brushfire Elemental. It'd be absolutely nuts. So we Landfall, Brushfire Elemental. If they have anything that can block it, we just blow it out of the sky with Sizzling Barrage. So that's also very, very good. But I think having a instant speed green removal spell that acts as a flip land is good enough. Thwart the Grave. I played this card to great effect in one of my other drafts. You can check it out on YouTube. And here in this pack, we have nothing in our color. So we have to plan for that now. So what is the best card we can take? Green Black Party Member would be awesome. Feed the Swarm is just a kill spell. That's splashable, really, if we have the right flip land and Subtle Strike. So I think I'm going to pick up the removal spell. If this was a paper draft, we'd pick up the removal spell anyway, even though, you know, we're not in the color necessarily. You just don't want to pass kill spells to your table, so let's get that. Springmantle Cleric, Reclaim the Wastes, Stonework Pack Beast, and Bug Catcher. So we are hoping for Landfall, so Reclaim the Waste is really the only thing that gives us Landfall. So let's get that and hope we get more creatures in our color. Ooh, Pyroclastic Hellion is another landfall creature, so we got lucky with that. Kazandu Nectarpot is a good curve filler, so if we don't get any more creatures, that would be a good card to pick up later. Scale the Heights is also excellent because you can draw more cards, you get 1/1 counters, you gain some life for tempo, and you get to play an additional land. So between the Hellion and Scale the Heights, I feel like I've seen Scale the Heights wheel a little bit more, so I'm gonna pick up the Hellion. Cleansing Wildfire is also, we can consider playing it. You can blow up your own land and trigger landfall that way, and it thins out your deck for limited. So it's a very, 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 very specific card. but definitely in pack when we don't need to pick it, so Pyroclastic Hellion it is. We have Adventure Awaits, Ambusher, and the Fisher Wizard. Okay, discard a card, reveal a card. Having a mana dump is pretty good if you're playing Landfall, so I think I'm going to go with Teeter Peak Ambusher here. In case we flood, we do have something to do with it. Ooh, okay, here we go. Here's another Landfall card, another Landfall payoff, so let's do that. Broken Wings, not what we want, and we have another copy of Spitfire Lagac. That's excellent. Hopefully we don't see any more, because we don't need any more of those. Tuktuk Rubblefort is hilarious, but don't think we need that. I'm tempted to actually pick up the Skyclave Sentinel here, just to keep our options open. If we draw Scale the Heights, if we draft Scale the Heights, Skyclave Sentinel will become really good. Teeter Peak Ambusher, we don't need like multiple copies of. Tuktuk Rubblefort is 3 to cast, it's a bit expensive, and Inordinate Rage, I guess, could be a pump spell. Let's go with Skyclave Sentinel. I feel safer with that than anything else. Strength of Solidarity. Ooh, Sizzling Barrage Wield. Okay, that's surprising. We definitely need some cheaper creatures to make that work. Scavenge Blade, attached to creature you control. Well, I guess we're in red, so maybe that's slightly better than the Utility Knife. And we have both of these creatures, both of these cards already, so let's pick up the Cleric, because I would not like to play against that. And Broken Wings. At least it's green, I guess. Why do we always draft the wrong colors? We see Akiri, Fearless Voyager. Although, to be fair, this card isn't all that great and limited. You have to basically be drafting these colors and drafting all of the right equipment, so I guess it's not too big of a loss. What are we passing? We're passing Skyclave Geopede, which is excellent. We're passing Prowling Felidar, which we need. We're passing Royal Eruption, arguably one of the best removal spells in the set. So I guess we pick this Voyager here. Into the sideboard. What do we see? Baying Veil. Okay, that doesn't do too much for us. Sure-footed Infiltrator. Iridescent Beetle. Whirlwind Counters. Makindi Ox. Chill Depths. Rubblefort. Expedition Champion. Cleansing Wildfire. Dauntless Survivor. Visionary, and Might of Marasa. So we have the Skyclave Sentinel. I think the Dauntless Survivor is a pretty good complement to that, and we do need to fill out our lower curve. However, if we're looking to fill out our lower curve, our Expedition Champion is excellent. If we just pick up more Teeter Peak Ambushers and Expedition Champions, we can run Warriors. We can even consider splashing white to get a Kiri Fearless Voyager into play. So, between that and that, what do I want? They're both Warriors. I think the Dauntless Survivor is just a little bit more flexible than the Expedition Champion. We are very light on the Warriors right now, so I'm gonna pick up the Dauntless Survivor first. Pickaxe for Landfall is excellent, so I think that's gonna be our pick. 1/1 counter here. Scale the Heights, also more 1/1 counters and draw cards. Okay, so unfortunately, whenever we do need something, it is not in that pack. And whenever we have something, we have multiple picks in the same pack. But let's get the Pickaxe. We definitely need tons and tons of creatures now. Kazandu Stomper will round up our top end, so now we just need to pick up a whole bunch of creatures. We want creatures. Alright, none of these are creatures. Scale the Heights is good, but I guess we'll pick up one copy of it now. Although Skyclave Sentinel might even be better at this point. We're definitely hoping for more creatures. Okay, here we go. More Dauntless, another Dauntless Survivor gives us more 1/1 counters, so that's excellent. Let's go with that. Ooh, another Dauntless Survivor. And another Teeter Peak Ambusher. They're both warriors. Dauntless Survivor, Ambusher. Dauntless Survivor, Ambusher. So, if we have a Brushfire Elemental, and we have Dauntless Survivor, we can dump all of our 1 counters onto Brushfire Elemental. We can dump our 1 counters also on Skyclave Sentinel. So I think stacking Dauntless Survivors might be slightly better than getting another copy of Teeter Peak Ambusher, because yeah, having Dauntless Survivor consistently be in play is not a bad thing, I think, in this deck. So let's go with that. Seagate Colossus, another Dauntless Survivor. It's absolutely hilarious. Warrior. Wow, we only have Warrior. Okay, so definitely don't need Seagate Colossus. So, Sizzling Barrage or yet another Dauntless Survivor. I've had pretty bad luck with Sizzling Barrage. Every time I have it, my opponent doesn't block, and it ends up being a completely dead card. But it seems like it might be pretty good in this deck. Our opponent will be forced to block quite often, considering we have a million Dauntless Survivors. How would you recommend testing and playing single MTG with my paper decks? Have you tried any of the... I'm not sure if they still exist, but there were a couple of Magic card online emulators, so you don't need to pay for MTG Online, which is the other version of MTG Arena, which obviously is online. But yeah, if you search MTG Online free, there should be I'm sorry, I completely forgot what the name of the program is, but some people made that community, made that software so you can log on and do exactly what you want to do. You have access to unlimited copies of every single card, and you get to play live matches with other people in the same style as MTG Online. So you should try that. I'm sorry, I don't remember what it is. If I find it, I'll DM you on Twitch. Let's see, Sizzling Barrage. Alright, so coming back to the draft, Sizzling Barrage or Dauntless Survivor. We have 3 Dauntless Survivors. Are we going to win with 4 Dauntless Survivors? Are we going to win with 2 Sizzling Barrages? We have 11 creatures right now, and we're on pack 2, so I think I need more creatures than anything if we are running creature heavy deck, so I'm going to pick up a creature here. And we are rewarded with another Skyclave Sentinel, so our Skyclave Sentinel plus Dauntless Survivor combo is going to be nice. Might of Murasa is slightly better than Tuktuk Rubblefort here. It is a close call though. Scale the Heights is an excellent draw. We do already have 2 copies of Spitfire Lagac, so I feel better about scaling the Heights here. Snarecaster Inordinate Rage, I think we are lacking on creatures, so I'm gonna have to pick that up, and we don't have any Nissa's Zendikar this time around, so Adventure awaits here, and Spare Supplies, that's also playable. MOOOOORAUG! Yes! To MOOOOORAG. Yes, I agree. I think I have been rewarded with the MOOOOORAG. This is my second copy of MOOOOORAG that I have drafted in Zendikar Rising drafts, so I feel pretty lucky here. Like I said, this is why I play red. I feel like I just draft so many of the rare, the red mythics. So MOOOOORAG is excellent. Pyroclastic Hellion is pretty good too, and of course the Territorial Scythe Cat would have been our second choice. But who can say no to MOOOOORAG when you are in the right colors? Sign of the Swarm is hilarious. Bugcatcher is not too bad. We can get yet another copy of Dauntless Survivor. 5 Dauntless Survivors, plow through our opponents with just Dauntless Survivors. That would be hilarious. Let's see. Our curve is 3 cards at 4. We have a lot of Dauntless survivors. Maybe we get... Those are just warriors, though. However, like I said, we can potentially get that warrior in. I don't have that many attachments, though. Tap that creature and gains indestructible until you have unattached equipment. Our pickaxe costs 3 now, so that's way too expensive. So no, we're not gonna go with the warrior fearless voyager plan. We already have MOOOOORAUG. MOOOOOORAG is gonna win us the game, hopefully. So now our plan is to survive long enough to get to our MOOOOORAG. So I think our visionary will be a nice bridge. Get a 3/4 body and we can draw cards. Hopefully we can draw into our MOOOOORAG. So let's go with that. Acquisitions Expert. I hate playing against this card. What else? Ooh, alright, so Nissa Zendikar. Arbor Mage is a win condition, but I think we have other win conditions already. And we definitely need some reach that is not Tajuru Snarecaster, so I'm going to pick up Nissa Zendikar here. Stomper, we already have one, so let's go with the Zendikar. Scale the Heights again. Akum Hellhound is aggressive, so we already have 2 Scale the Heights, so we'll get a Hellhound instead. That'll give us some more landfall payoff. Grotag Nightrunner. Isn't limited to 4 copies? It's 4 copies of 1 card in constructed, but in limited you can have as many copies as you want. If you don't believe me, I can draft a 5th copy of Dauntless Survivor and show you. Or I can get the Bug Catcher, although again we don't have any other things in this category. So what would you like to see? Would you want me to show you 5 Dauntless Survivors, or do we get a Tuktuk Rubblefort? Yeah, Tuktuk. Yeah, let's go with Tuktuk, because now we have a reason to get Tuktuk. Can you imagine we get Tuktuk and then we drop Kazandu, Stomper, or MOOOOORAUG? Like, MOOOOORAUG with haste is pretty scary. So let's go with the Tuktuk. Ooh, Expedition Champion is here. Tuktuk, that's not going to be played. That's not going to be played. Zendikar is 4. We do have a whole bunch of warriors. We have 6 warriors. MOOOOORAG is also warrior, so I think Expedition of Champion here is slightly better than Nissa Zendikar. It is more aggressive. Nissa Zendikar, if we draw it late, it becomes pretty good, but I think we do want some early aggression. We have the Scale the Heights and everything to warrant it. Are we going to play 3 copies of Scale the Heights? Probably not, but we also don't need multiple copies of Scavenge Blade, so I suppose maybe I just draft another Scale the Heights here. Ooh. Yeah, with the Pickaxe and the Scavenge Blade, I'm not even sure if I'm going to play the Scavenge Blade, so I'll get Scale the Heights here. Another Skyclave Sentinel. Ooh, Cliffhaven Kitesail is hilarious, so let's get that. Yeah, with the early aggression and flying, I think we can do some serious damage. Arbor Mage comes back. 2/4 body for 3 isn't very good. However, again, it's slightly better than the Scavenge Blade here. Taunting Arbor Mage, let's try that. I'm not sure if that's going to make it. Oh, hey! We didn't need to make a choice. Here we go. 5th copy of Dauntless Survivor. Scorch Rider, we don't need this guy in the slot, but I think we'll definitely consider Scorch Rider more than the Snarecaster, so let's have that in the pool. Sneaking Guide, I don't think we need to sneak anything power 2 or less. However, if we had more copies of Brushfire Elemental or more copies of Akum Hellhound, Sneaking Guide is ridiculous, because you make it unblockable first, and then you drop your landfall, and then, you know, you just eat your opponent alive. Vampire, Duelist, we need neither of this, but I hate playing against the Duelist, so let's get that. And our last card is Cleansing Wildfire. Alright, on color. So, 55 cards. Our only goal is to beat our opponent's face in with MOOOOOORAUG. So it's Landfall whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control. If it's your main phase, there's an additional combat phase after this phase. At the beginning of combat, untap all creatures you control. So it's ridiculous, it's a lot of fun. But that is our whole plan. Our whole plan is just to win with MOOOOOORAUG. So what do we not need? We don't need Broken Wings because we have at least one copy of the Zendikar. We don't need Scorch Rider because it's a rather generic creature and we don't really care about the warrior. We don't really care about the haste if we're trying to win with MOOOOOORAUG. Kazandu Stomper is a good companion. Pyroclastic Hellion might get cut, actually, even though it is pretty solid. We don't need 3 copies of Scale the Heights, probably. Yeah, you see how we have 5 copies of Dauntless Survivor here? So just to show you, I'm gonna hit done, and it's not gonna tell me my deck is illegal. Because, once again, you can have 5 copies of cards, or more than 4 copies of any card in Limited. So there you have it. So 5 copies of Dauntless Survivor, we probably don't need that, but let's cut the spare supplies, we don't need that. Yeah, MOOOOOORAUG with Flying Haste, yes, let's put that combo right there. MOOOOOORAUG with Flying, with the Tuktuk. That is our dream right here, right here, right here. Our dream is right here. Okay, so our landfall payoffs are Pickaxe. I think our Sneaking Guide is going away. We don't have enough to deal with that. Cleansing Wildfire is too niche for our deck. I think our deck can win without such a niche card. Scavenging Blade, maybe. How many creatures do we have? How many creatures can... 21 creatures. Oh, we can... Oh, yeah, because I have 5 Dauntless Survivors, of course. Brushfire Elemental is definitely also Landfall. Myriad Construct. Do we care about this? 4 to cast 4/4. When it becomes a target of a spell, sack it and create a number of 1/1 counters equal to its power. So it's a fun card to play with. I think we'll keep that in play. Spitfire Lagac. We have 2 of those. Maybe we cut 1 out for now. Let's see how that goes. This is a removal spell, so we need to keep the removal spell. Oops, where's that go? Skyclave Sentinels with our Scale the Heights. It's an all or nothing thing. And we have the Dauntless Survivors to go with that combo. Adventure Waits, I guess. How badly do we want to draw MOOOOOORAUG? I mean, this card is absolute garbage, in my opinion. If your deck isn't desperate to win with just like 1 card, Adventure Waste is actually pretty bad. At best, you find what you're looking for, and at worst, you waste 2 mana drawing a card. It does thin your deck out, which is, again, why if your deck is subpar, it is really good to filter out. But that's kind of hard, because we do kind of want to win with MOOOOOORAUG. Let's think about that. Let's think about that. Taunting Arbor Mage. I don't think we need this as a win condition because we want to draw into a MOOOOOORAG and win with MOOOOOORAG instead. Adventure Waits. Yeah, we're gonna cut that for now. What's happening here? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, so we have some sort of bug happening. I guess we'll have to come back. Might of Marasa. I want that back in the deck. What do we cut? Sizzling Barrage. All right, so we'll hit done here. Hopefully, yep, that fixes itself. Feed the Swarm. Oh, okay, we don't need Feed the Swarm. Scavenge Blade. 1, 2, 3, 4. Visionary is... So one of these 2 cards are going to get the Axe because it's just getting in the way. Rubblefort, Expedition Champion. How many warriors do we have left? We have 8 warriors, so that's still good. Brushfire Elemental is fine. Akum Hellhound is pretty good. I think I want to try playing with that for a landfall deck. I think that's reasonable to have that. Yeah, we're definitely going to cut Adventure Waits here. We don't need 5 Dauntless Survivors, so let's play with... Well, these are my warriors, though, huh? 7 warriors. Well, it's getting kind of small. We have Cliffhaven. I guess we have to bail on the Scavenge Blade. Oh, we don't need the Snarecaster because we have the Zendikar and we have the Cliffhaven Kitesail. We have one flip. Do we need Reclaim the Waste? Does filter our deck. And we don't have very many turn 1 plays. We're not mad if we draw it late because it'll just feel more lands, so I think we can keep that. We have one flip land, but we do need to get to 6 mana, but I mana flit all the time anyway, so maybe we cut a land? You like my sleeves? Thank you. Yeah. Check out my sleeves. This was my favorite vintage card. I know I said my all-time favorite card is Glimpse the Unthinkable from Ravnica, but this Gaia's Blessing is my favorite vintage card. I don't know why. I know why. I used to play elves. When I was playing Paper Magic, I played elves a lot. I still love white weenies, but elves. I also have, that would be my third choice for monocolor. Mono green elves. Scale the Heights, Dauntless Survivor to give 1/1 counters to Skyclave Sentinel. So maybe I only have one Skyclave Sentinel. I do have other options to put 1/1 counters, other targets to put 1/1 counters on. So 16 creatures is, I think, as low as I can possibly go. So I need to cut 2 cards. 2 cards that aren't creatures. Marasa, Cliffhaven, Pickaxe. So we definitely need the Kitesail because, you know, it's hilarious. We want a Flying MOOOOORAUG. Reclaim the Waste. Ambush. Scale the Heights. Man, Sizzling Barrage. Oh, I need all of these cards. 16 creatures. What don't I need? The Spitfire? Does a Spitfire go? That could finish off our opponents, right? If we have some early flying damage going on, if we have some early aggression going on, once the board stalls out, you know, 1 or 2 damage can finish off the opponent. I mean, honestly, Tuktuk Rubblefort is our most useless card, but I think we have to play it for the hilarity. Rubblefort into MOOOOORAUG, Rubblefort into Kazandu Stomper is pretty funny. But it's just not good enough. Okay, we'll cut a land because if we're playing Reclaim the Waste, we'll cut a land. And we have the Ambush as a flip land if we're really, really desperate. And we need to cut 1 more. 16 creatures. If we're creature heavy, 16 creatures is what we need, so we need to cut a card. So I guess that's gonna be Scale the Heights. Creature heavy deck. All right, we're cutting Scale the Heights, and we are going to go with that. Why don't I play the 42 card deck? It's always just a better practice to play 40 cards, because if you have 42, it's just all about statistics. We have a key card that we want, so we don't need consistency. We have a curve going on, so for limited, it's pretty much whenever you can. Like if your deck can survive and you have a bomb that you're playing for, you should try and run 40 cards as often as possible. That's pretty much it.